this Navy recruiter had on this badass looking like white uniform, like head to toe, like this white crisp stuff with all these cool medals and stuff. I was like, whatever that is, that sounds cool. And he's like, you get to travel. You're going to go to Thailand, Japan, and Singapore. You're going to go all over the world. And I talked to the Army recruiter. He's like, yeah, you go to maybe Germany or maybe the Middle East. All right. I'm like, what? I'll come and see you later. So over to the Navy office, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
So that was what dragged you towards the Navy, was the idea of kind of travel, novelty, adventure,
Yeah.
and like getting to see the world.
Yeah. So I joined the Navy as a mineman, where you're a technician for underwater mines, like locating them and disassembling. They pose a major threat to U.S. shipping, like and trade, huge threat to trade. So I get to boot camp and they're handing out all these jobs to everybody. We're all sitting Indian style, just kind of waiting for these jobs to come out. And I get this little card and it says undesignated seaman on it. So I was like, that's not the job I picked. I knew the job. The recruiter tried to sell me on it and said, you get to go there, you kind of do some dirty work, but you get to pick your job. You kind of get to look around and pick your job later. And I was like, that sounds kind of cool. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a mineman. So they finished handing out all these cards. I'm looking at this thing and like, I'm going to be doing dirty work. I don't want to be doing this back-breaking, sunburned, sweating kind of stuff. I mean, you were a roofer. You know the labor.
Yeah.
So the drill sergeant, essentially, in the Navy, they call it an RDC, a recruit drill commander. And he gets up and he's like, all right, anybody got a problem with your jobs? And I was like, and he goes, put your hand down, Hughes. I was like, and that was it. I was a seaman. I was a native seaman.
Yeah.
So I somehow, just from random luck, I get these orders to go to Hawaii. And I'm like, well, I'm going to live in Hawaii. It's going to be amazing. So I get orders to a guided missile destroyer called the USS Russell. It was number 59.
How old are you at this point?
17.
Damn, so not even 18 yet.
I turned 18 on my first deployment.
Wow.
It was like the ship started leaving right as I got there. So it's January of 99 when I show up. And it's amazing. Hawaii's beautiful. Everything's good. Then work starts. And it's dirty, nasty work. Scraping rust off the side of the ship. While you're out to sea, there's like, if you just run your finger across the ship while it's out to sea, it's just like someone dumped salt on you. It's just salt crystals on everything, which corrodes the ship because it's made of steel.
Right.
So like it's just a battle against rust. And I was doing that for like 3 years.
So what does that entail? What's the daily life of that job?
Maintenance of the boat, a lot of cleaning, a lot of sweeping stuff. But it's all the deckhand type of stuff. The cool knots, the tying the boat to the pier, lowering the anchor, raising the anchor, getting stuff ready on the back of the boat for helicopters to land. Some kind of cool stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And then underway replenishment, which is when a giant tanker, you pull it next to this big ass tanker, and they shoot a cable over, and across this cable, while you're both going 13 knots.
Wow.
15 miles an hour. They lower down this gigantic hose that pumps like, I think 5,000 to 10,000 gallons a minute, which is massive. That's clear. The hose is like this big, like a basketball size.
Yeah.
And it launches into this little thing and they just pump fuel and you're sitting there for sometimes 2 or 3 hours. It's incredible. So anyway, running those operations, all kind of like the cool, are we towing another ship?
Yeah.
Lowering the anchor, bringing up the anchor, tying the ship to the pier, all those kind of little nautical things. And that was the beginning. That was the start of my naval career.
Cool. So that's your Pacey from 17 to kind of 18 or something?
21 probably.
Right up to 21.
Yeah.
And so at this point, did you go to a bunch of different countries? Did you start going?
Oh, yeah. I think at 21, I had gone to Singapore, Thailand, Japan, Guam, which is the United States.
Yeah.
All over the Middle East, Dubai, Oman, India.
Wow. I have a lot of traveling for a kid that age.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the world to see.
Yeah, a lot in Australia. Went to Darwin, Perth, Sydney, and Adelaide. So like the ship stops all over the place in Malaysia and Indonesia. The first stop I ever had in my life was Indonesia. And it was right after a horrible, horrible conflict that happened in 1999. And if anybody wants to look it up, it's called the Timor-Leste, Leste conflict. These rebels cut people's heads off and burned an entire population. And like we go out to shore on this place, man, maybe the worst thing I've ever seen. So yeah, 21, that's like the start of my naval career. Gone, the recruiter was right. You know, he was truthful, but he was like, hey, you're going to do some crappy work and it's going to suck. And it was true. Right. But it was good. I mean, I think I learned a lot about accountability, and I had some good mentors that helped not just teach me, like you're not sitting there and he's like, oh, here's what life is all about. But they set an example and they help you to kind of like mirror some of them because you're hanging around them so much.
Yeah.